Do not despair, my deplorable friends. Do not despair, because we have to go through this. This is a necessary event in the evolution of this movement, which has eclipsed its current leaders, as I have been saying for some time. So do not despair. Rejoice today. Now, there's going to be another impeachment hearing, and it starts today at 9 o'clock, and let them impeach him. Let them go forward and impeach President Trump. He did nothing wrong. There's no impeachable offense. He incited no riot. Could he have acted quicker? Yes. Should he have acted quicker? Yes. No question. But 2020 is hindsight. Nobody really expected this. But he did nothing wrong, and he said, go and march in peace. That's not inciting a riot. But let him impeach it. Let him impeach him. Let the games begin. Let's have a robust defense. This is a necessary event in the evolution of our movement. It's necessary, and we must endure. And that's why I'm in a great mood today. First of all, he's not going to get impeached. They'll never get 66 senators, so who cares? We need a robust defense. That's critical. But let me tell you something else. Why this is a good thing. Liz Cheney, queen of the warmongers. The Cheney family never held accountable for getting us involved in wars that we never belonged in and couldn't get out of, with no evidence, about no WMDs, never found, not accountable, no contrition, never apologized, never held any responsibility for the warmongering they did. Nothing. This is part of the neocon set. They're not accountable. They got us involved in wars. Trump didn't act fast enough. Okay? Bad judgment. Get it. Impeach him? Asinine. But let Liz Cheney lead the charge. Let Mitch McConnell say that he's done with Trump and now's the time to rid the party of Trump and his America First movement believers. Now's the time for purge, blaming Trump on the losses in Georgia. When we were there for 8 weeks, and we told you every day that the McConnell strategy was failing every single day. For 8 weeks I was there, and I told you every day, and I told everybody I could talk to in the White House, and I'm going to name names, but they all knew. And nobody listened. A couple people got it, Reince Priebus being one of them. Absolutely understood it. But now McConnell doesn't want to take responsibility for that either in Karov. Now he wants to throw us under the bus and impeach the president and purge, I guess, 50 million people out of the party. Listen, do it. I want an impeachment vote. This is a good thing. I want to vote. I want a record of the Quislings. I want the vote. I heard somebody today saying, oh, it's the establishment fighting back. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no establishment. They don't exist. It's a piece of paper. The party doesn't exist anymore. It's cracked up. It's on paper. It's a bank account. That's all they have. They have no voters. They have a bank account. We have numbers. And here's the way you take the party over. You primary all of these people. They can't rig a Republican primary. They can't do it. These are our primaries, of which we dominate the primary electorate by huge numbers. Not even close. 3-4 to 1. If we get our act together and we stay involved and we understand that we control the party, the America First movement and the Deplorables completely now control the Republican nominating process. The party is a reflection of its nominees. Not the leaders, not McConnells of the world, not the Liz Warmonger Cheneys, who are responsible for thousands of death and maim people with no WMDs and never been held to account for any of this. Never. McConnell in the deals with China never held accountable for the job loss we had or for the wages depressed. Never. Let them squawk. Let them vote against Trump. Let them vote against you. Let them do it. This is a necessary event. So do not despair. This is good, not bad. See, we have taken the party over. It's just, you don't even know it. And you've taken it over because we're going to primary all of them. Every one of them. Every one of the Quislings, we're going to primary who do not believe in the America First agenda. Controlling your borders, protecting American jobs, not selling out to China, getting out of these endless wars. These are the things we stand for. Draining the swamp. These are the things that got Trump elected. And they endure. The ideas and the policies endure. Trump at the wall yesterday, 500 miles of it, endures. So do not despair. Be heartened today. This event, this impeachment event, this political event, this witch hunt at the last moment is the best thing that happens to our movement. You know why? Because it exposes the rhinos who stand for nothing but power and money. It exposes them. And we'll take it from there. We will take it from there. We are the party, not them. They just don't know it yet. When the primaries come and the nominating process comes, we will win 90% of every single primary we decide to compete in. Every single one. And we will nominate new leaders. And some will win the general election and some will lose. But it doesn't matter. You know who did this? You know who took the Democratic Party over in 2 years? AOC. She took it over by primarying Democrats who didn't agree with her agenda in safe Democratic districts and clobbering them. She took her party over. Look at the immense power that she has after 2 years and 3 years removed, she was tending bar. Smart lady. Don't like her. Policies. Can't argue with what she's done. Same thing. Only we're bigger. We're bigger. We dominate the Republican Party. There is no party. We already took it over. We took it over in 2016 at the convention in Cleveland. They just don't know it. They think we're just going to go away and keep sending them money. Are you ever going to send the RNC another dime in your life? Of course not. Never. You ever going to knock on a door for them? Never. We'll knock on doors for our leaders who share our agenda, who dominate the Republican Party. Dominate. Those of you saying, I'll never vote again, I'm not going to be a Republican, we need a third party. That's ridiculous. Third party, are you kidding me? You know how long that takes? 30 years, we'll all be dead. There'll be no country left. You'll just hand it over to the Democrats. As Napoleon said, I returned to Paris. The crown was in the gutter. And I simply picked it up. That's it. You simply pick up the crown. They have put it in the gutter. This is a day to rejoice. Look at the retribution going on. Look what just happened in Atlanta, Georgia. Jeff Duncan, Cosmo man, lieutenant governor, just stripped 3 of the senators that were on the forefront of voter integrity, stripped them of their chairmanships. Matt Bass, Beach Balls, and Burt Jones. And if Ligon didn't retire, they'd have stripped him too. Just stripped him of their... Hey, he's up for renomination in a year. 1 year he's got to run for renomination. Brandon Beach is going to run against him and beat him 2-1. This is a great thing. Do not despair. Be heartened today. It's necessary pain. No pain, no gain. That's what this is. This is just part of the political process. This is the reshaping of the Republican Party as we know it. And that is why I am so excited today. They will all be exposed, and then we'll let the chips fall politically where they may. We have the votes. They don't. They don't have the votes in primaries. Oh, they're going to rig the primaries. No, they're not. They can't. They can't rig primaries because we control the primary process. And there's only so much rigging you can do when you're getting 65% of the vote or 70%. So do not despair, my friends. This will be a great 3 days. Let them go forward with impeachment. You know where Liz Cheney stands. You know where McConnell stands. Let's see where they all stand. Let's let it play out. Let's get them on the record. And then we'll go to work like we always do. We get up every day, we go to work. That's the beauty of the deplorables. We get up every day, we go to work. We get up, we go to work. We come home, we try to spend time with our families. We try to do the right thing. We get up and go to work. We don't scheme. We get up and we go to work, just like I do. We get up, we go to work. Let's get the phone lines. Eugene in Marietta, Georgia. Eugene, you're live on line one.
Well, good morning, John. I listened to you this morning, and I have to say, I live in what I consider a banana republic, fraud central here in Georgia. I know I'm from Georgia, and it's disgusting. And I mean, there are people here that are so furious and upset about this fraudulent and illegal election that they just held here, two of them here, one after the other. I think they rigged and they stole both of these elections. And, in essence, they've really taken away the only peaceful way that a citizen has to affect change on their government. And I'm furious about it. And, they've just turned this state into a banana republic. And it's disgusting to me that, well, John, don't laugh. It's like,
no, when you say banana republic, come on, that's funny. It makes me laugh. I mean, I know you're serious, but it's funny.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, it is. It's funny, but it's serious as heck.
Right.
And it's
I'm not
disgusting too.
I'm not making light of what you're saying. Okay.
I understand. I know where you're coming from, John. But it's really I get just infuriated at the Republican Party, and I did listen to Brandon Beach yesterday on your show and heard what he had to say. And I live in a state. We elected a Republican governor, a Republican lieutenant governor, a Republican secretary of state. We have a Republican legislature. And these incompetent idiots allow this fraud here to succeed in our state. And it is just, the Republican Party is just trash. I mean, I have no regard for them. And I'll tell you what I'm hearing an awful lot of, and I hope these legislatures get the message. Mm-hmm. I'm not playing. I've been a lifelong voter, a very passionate voter. I've tried to do my civic duty. Mm-hmm. And I have no intention until they get rid of these junk, fraudulent, Venezuelan Dominion voting machines out of this state. I'm not playing in that sewer of an election system that they've implemented in our state. That's it. And there's a lot of people that we're walking away from the elections. We're not
come on, that sounds nothing.
No,
okay.
No, John.
John, they're all up. They're all up next year. Okay, they cannot steal your primary. They can't do it. All right, there's too many of you. There are too many of you. You know what? You had Beach on yesterday, right? They stripped him of his committee chair. They stripped Burt Jones of his committee chair. They stripped Matt Bass of his committee chair. I mean, these are good people who were fighting for us, okay? They were fighting for voter integrity. They were fighting for a special session. And Jeff Duncan, your Republican lieutenant governor, first day, stripped them of their chairmanships as retribution. What are we going to do? Take our ball and bat and go home and sit out the game? Come on, Gene. Eugene, we do the opposite. We get rid of Duncan. You get rid of Kemp. You get rid of Raffensperger. You get rid of all of them. You have all the power. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. We have taken the party over. We just don't even know it yet because we have all the numbers. So to sit there, I'm not going to vote because of some machine. I don't know what's going to happen with the machines. There's going to be voter reform, but this is a Republican primary. The scrutiny that we're going to have over our own system is so vast. Yes, there'll be some shenanigans that go on, but if you're getting 65% or 70%, which is about what we represented the party, there's nowhere for them to go. Beach is going to run against Jeff Duncan. Somebody is going to run against Kemp. Somebody's going to run against Raffensperger. And if you turn out and you vote, you take the party over by getting all your own nominees. And they got to get 50% plus one. So if 5 people run against Kemp, even if they split the vote, Kemp gets under 50%, he's a goner. You got all the power, dude. You have all the power. Do not despair. Do not despair.